I spoke earlier on Tuesday with Texas Governor Greg Abbott after his event with President Trump in Austin. Governor, we saw the president's comments when he was with you in Austin and Corpus Christi. What was his message to you during this visit?
His message was one of strong commitment to the people of Texas, tremendous compassion for the tragedy that has stricken such a large swath of our state, from the area where the hurricane came ashore all the way to the flooding of the greater Houston area. He sees the tragedy that has occurred, and he wants to work with us to help solve our problems.
Governor, I wonder, as we still begin to understand the magnitude of what's taken place in your state, what are your own expectations of the United States Congress for long-term help in recovering?
Well, you know, we've seen the help that has come after Katrina, after Sandy, after other immense tragedies like that. And so there's the hope that we will see similar relief, because we need to understand the magnitude of what has happened. Down where the hurricane hit near Corpus Christi, towns have been devastated and mowed down by a Category 4 hurricane. And then, of course, everybody has seen the flooding, not just in Houston, but in the greater Harris County area of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of homes destroyed and people displaced, maybe permanently. And so there are enormous challenges ahead of us, and we need to work with Congress the same effective way that we've worked with the federal government.
As you know, Governor, a number of congressmen and both your U.S. senators voted against the 2013 Sandy Relief Act. Are you expecting opposition to relief packages for your own state?
I don't, from my own state, no, I don't think so. I think our state delegation to Congress will be very strongly supportive of aid and support here. They, of course, would want to avoid any type of pork barrel spending, but they want to help address the needs of those who have been displaced and affected by this horrific tragedy.
What about opposition potentially from other state delegations?
Well, I think we've seen already, from the way that states have responded, the state of Texas has received so much support from so many of our fellow states across the United States of America. Well, this has been heartrending for not just Texans, but for all of Americans. And we stand pridefully as one united people in this. And so I feel confident that our fellow Americans are going to be helping out just as they already have.
CBS News has learned that 9,000 people have been put in the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, which, as you know, is designed to accommodate only 5,000. What's being done, Governor, to handle that number of people?
Earlier today, a couple of hours ago, we gave clearance to open up 2 new centers. One is the Toyota Center that is a block away from George R. Brown. The other is the NRG Center, which is by what most people know as the Astrodome. And so we have more space than what is needed right now. So all the space needs will be taken care of for the current evacuee population. I don't know how large it will grow, but we're prepared to provide all the accommodation that is needed, understanding this is all just temporary accommodation. And
why weren't those accommodations ready right away?
I would have to assume that there was the need was unanticipated, that the storms would not have grown as dramatic as they did grow.
Governor, some have raised the fact that as Texans will look to rebuild, they are looking back at the fact that you signed a bill this year that reduces the penalties insurance companies face for delayed payments. Now, the law affects claims made after Friday, and some homeowners are concerned that it's going to be harder for them to get insurance payments after this storm. Should the implementation be delayed?
Well, you need to understand that law has no effect whatsoever on these types of claims, and so people should not be misled by that. Every valid claim is going to be paid regardless of when it will be filed. So no one should have any concern whatsoever about that.
But I guess the question is, though, would you urge some Texans to perhaps file their insurance claims before Friday so as not to run into any kind of delays?
No, that no one should be concerned about that. All the concerns raised about that are bogus, and no one needs to be concerned about that. All valid claims, whenever they're filed, will be paid.
Well, your Attorney General's office has received around 600 complaints in reference to price gouging. What are you doing to combat that?
It's a serious problem. I was the Attorney General before I was governor, and this is something that we see when hurricanes and storms like this arise. And there are stiff penalties that will be put on anyone who engages in any type of price gouging. Price gouging is un-American, and the penalties can be as much as $25,000 per violation. And so this can basically put a business out of business if they engage in any type of price gouging.
Finally, Governor, you wrote an editorial today, and I wonder if you could just share with us a little bit about what it is that you have taken away from this experience, as horrific as it is so far.
You know, the most striking thing is the way that Texans come together to support Texans. People have seen average Texans come out with their boat to rescue their fellow Texans. And this is what America is all about. It's about all of us helping each other. And it elevates our spirit and reminds us how great Americans are.
All right, Governor Greg Abbott, certainly our thoughts are with you and the people of your state. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You heard Governor Abbott say concerns about the insurance law taking effect on Friday are, quote, bogus. Abbott signed House Bill 1774 earlier this year, but Texas Democratic Congressman Joaquin Castro says homeowners should be concerned. He tweeted Tuesday, the new law on September 1st gives more leverage to insurance company in a disputed claim, so more delays, lowballing. Castro also demanded a special session of the state legislature to delay implementation of House Bill 1774.